Lauren, what's up?
Sophia, how are you?
Good, I haven't seen you in such a long time.
I know. What are you up to?
Not much.
I just got this really new psychology book. It's really interesting.
Really? I just read a Psych book.
Really, what was it on?
It actually was about the bystander effect. Have you heard of it?
I have not heard of it.
Yeah, the main theme is actually about the murder of Kitty Genovese.
I've never heard of that.
Really, actually it happened in Queens, New York in 1963.
Oh my gosh. What happened?
This woman was brutally stabbed to death, and actually she was outside her apartment coming home from work, and she was screaming for help when her attacker stabbed her in the back twice. And someone yelled out their window, leave her alone. No one really thought anything of it. And the guy left, her attacker left, and he came back 10 minutes later, and he was kind of disguised the second time. And he looked around the parking lot, he looked around the hallway, and he couldn't really find her until he went up to her floor, and she was lying on the ground, dying. So then he proceeded to rape her and to stab her again until she was dead. So all this time, she was screaming out, she wanted her neighbors' help in her apartment building, and there were 38 witnesses, and no one did anything.
You're saying 38 people were watching and no one did anything?
Yeah, that's pretty much the bystander effect, that people are too afraid to call the police, or they think that someone else already did, and they kind of confuse who's responsible to take action. So this poor woman was 28 years old when she was murdered in her house in Queens, and yeah, no one really did anything.
So you're saying when people share responsibility, it diffuses the situation and no one ends up helping?
Yeah, pretty much. And people were calling the police, but no one really knew what was going on, and no one really took it seriously. So for that reason, she ended up being attacked a second time, and that's why she ended up dying in her neighbor's arms when they eventually found her.
That's terrible.
I know, it's crazy.
Hey Sophia, how are you?
Hey, oh my gosh, 2 days in a row, we never see each other.
I know, right? This is so great. What you said yesterday to me about the bystander effect was so interesting. I had to Google it and research more.
Really? I know. It really makes you think about the choices that you make when you're in a situation like that and what you would do if you were put in that position and saw someone in need of help.
Exactly. That's why I had to Google some statistics to learn more. And I learned that people share more responsibility when they feel the need to help, and that observations show that you have better odds of helping someone if the person is a woman, if the person appears similar to you, if the person appears to deserve or need your help, if you are not in a hurry, if you're feeling guilty, if you live in a small town or a rural area, and if you're not focused on other things and preoccupied. And especially if you're in a good mood, it's proven that you are more likely to help others.
That's crazy. I didn't know anything about that, and I'm actually writing my final paper on the bystander effect, so maybe you could help me out with it?
Yeah, I would love to. Another thing I learned was that before helping, one must notice an emergency, then correctly interpret it, and then feel responsible to help.
I never knew any of that. What do you think you would do in a situation like that?
I'd hope that I would be able to notice that it's my responsibility to help and not put it off and expect others to get involved. So if anything like that ever happens to me, I'm definitely gonna get involved.
We're about to show the class 2 scenarios that perfectly depict the bystander effect. In the first scenario, 2 girls are in the library.
And I have an allergic reaction.
They don't know each other, but when the second returns into the room, she sees what's going on, and she takes it upon herself to do something, since she's the sole person present, and she knows it's her responsibility to help the other girl who's having an allergic reaction.
In the second scenario, I'm outside with a bunch of people around me and I start to have an allergic reaction. Except this time, because there are so many people, nobody helps me because they expect that the other people around them will take responsibility and do something.
Lauren and I walk by, see the girl choking, not really knowing what's going on, but since there's so many other people in the library, we know that someone else will eventually do something, so we just keep on going because we don't want to embarrass ourselves. Hey Mom, what's up? I'm just in the library. Oh yeah, I can talk. 1 second.
Oh my god, I am starving. Thank God my roommate gave me these crackers.
I'll see you soon. I'm gonna go to the place. 1 sec, Mom. allergic? Oh my gosh, I have an EpiPen. Can I use it on you? Okay. Come on, we need to get you to the hospital.
Oh my god, thank God my roommate gave me these crackers. I am starving.
I don't think so. There's so many people in here, and someone will do something.
Someone will help her. She's fine.
Okay, don't worry about it.
Psychology definition for the bystander effects is that it is a tendency for people not to get involved or to not ask for help in a social situation, often misunderstood as apathy and selfishness. It is more of a misinterpretation of the lack of response in other people as well. Thinking that help is not needed is a result in diffusion and confusion of responsibility.
The bystander effect is also known as bystander apathy. Seldom do people want to get involved when an emergency transpires due to the belief that someone else will take care of it. Often bystanders in an emergency situation are likely to monitor other witnesses' behaviors to decide their own course of action. Also, people do not feel responsible to get involved when situations, circumstances are ambiguous. People want to act in socially acceptable ways and are concerned with what others are doing and what others' opinions of them are going to be. This can cause people to not want to get involved so that they don't call attention to themselves. When the individuals are the sole person present, they are much more apt to assist the individual or the group in need.